And we're live. Welcome to the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
Where we bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing so you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case you've forgotten, Mark is back. And I've been reminding you every day. However, he wrote the most absolutely fucking amazing book all about what is living a life you love.
Yes.
And just think about this. When you are living a life you love, you're living your best life.
Oh,
Boom.
Boom. Absolutely, Sherry. Good to be back. Good to see you. Oh my gosh. You know, today is the most special day. It's your birthday, Sherry.
Woo! It's your birthday.
It's your birthday, baby. Happy
it is,
birthday. And of course, you know, it's also my other wife's birthday, right? Our wife,
yes,
Amy.
Our wife.
You and she share the same day. Oh my gosh, what a magnificent day to celebrate the both of you.
7/20, July 20th, Tuesday. Yeah. Right? The only day we're going to have, right? This is going to be my only.
This is the only one that you get this day today. And, you know, I know you have some fun plans for today. So I'm excited that you get to spend time just celebrating you. And that's exactly what you should do. You're absolutely fucking amazing. The world is a better place because you are taking breath today. So, yes.
And that's what, you know, it was very interesting, you know, waking up today. And it was just like, wow, I made it another year. And then you got to break it down. I made it actually another minute, another hour, another day, another week, another month, another year. And how lucky am I? Seriously, if you
I mean, we, you know, being nurses, we're faced with death. We are faced with death. I mean, I know you've done some hospice work and, you know, I've done it and Jamie's done it. I mean, we've been involved with hospice and end of life care. And we realize very intimately that today is the only day you get. It is it. This is not a dress rehearsal. This is your day. Make it happen. And so why not be bold and fearless and live the life that you want to live instead of the one that's been dictated by other people? Sorry, but it has.
Well, I know. I mean, that's over all these years. It's really interesting. You know, I was doing a little bit of meditating this morning.
Me too.
And, you know, of course, this is because it's so important to start your day off. And this is why we're sharing this with you. And I was like, what words of wisdom, you know, what does Spirit want me to talk about a little bit about today, about celebrating another year around the sun? So I just decided to just take a little puff, settle in, just do a little mantra, got into my heart space, focused on the space between the breath and really sunk in. And this little poem came through and I share it with you all because this is, you know,
bring it on.
I love myself enough to be open and vulnerable with you. And that is one of the hardest things we have to do as human beings. So today with gratitude, I do celebrate another trip around the sun. I do love myself enough to be open and vulnerable to you. Thank you, Mom, for having me. Mom, I love you. Here it is. Thank you, Cannabis, for helping me to heal so I can live my best life and journey.
Oh, and the daily love is about healing, baby. So it is right back in again. So,
and then even further, Mark, and then you take it even further. So it's like Cannabis opened the door to a whole new world of being about how to show up and take care of myself, stuff that I never learned. And then as that has advanced on, you know, working through chronic debilitating illness, getting into the wellness space, being introduced to other plant nutrients that we talk about, phytobotanical nutrients, adaptogens, psychedelics, and a lot of these other plant medicines that have shown up in my life for healing have shown me how to show up being the best version of myself most days to help others. And you've reminded me so many different times as I've gone through this past year, probably the most transformational year ever.
It's been a biggie.
You know, you've actually have had a huge impact And a lot of how I process information, the things that'll come up and you'll say, Sherry, how can you show up the most loving and powerful in this situation?
And
right?
you do.
But I'll tell you, but honestly, it's a mindset. You gotta work it. You use it or you lose it. It requires discipline, just as anything else. But once you're able to, it takes 21 days to change to either break a habit and change.
Right. 21 days to change that habit. And there's a lot of different theories on that. And bottom line is it's repetition to create a new neural pathway, and the old one's still there, but you just keep enacting that new one, right?
Yeah. So the bottom line is today, today I just give love and gratitude for having another day to live.
Yeah.
Right. And I truly understand through this course this past year what it means to really love myself.
You should.
It was a journey. And so just think about what did we do, Mark?
Yeah.
What did we do a year ago today?
Pro Cannabis Media says I'm pretty cool too. But you know what? Sherry's my favorite nurse too. And it's her day to shine today.
Rise and shine. It is celebrate your best lifetime.
Media. We love those guys and girls.
Jimmy Young, Jimmy.
Yeah, baby.
Giving you a nice birthday wink. Jimmy's great. Jimmy's really good. But think about this, Mark. Last year, okay, when we first started to, I would say, court each other as we started to build, this podcast, build our ideas, our visions, our passions. Yeah. And I was scared. You know what I mean? I was a little scared. And so here it is. The interesting thing. I've always wanted to jump out of a plane.
And what did we do when we first got together?
I jumped out of a plane.
You jumped out of a freaking plane. Now, of course, we talked about this a few weeks ago.
Which is okay.
Stayed firmly on the ground, Sherry.
But here's the thing. This, like we said, we're all on our own journey.
Yeah.
And basically, I have faced the majority of the fears in my life.
Yeah.
And this was a big one. And basically, here was the question I needed to ask myself. If I jumped out of the plane and I didn't make it, would I regret it? Possibly. But I know up until that point in time that I have lived a really good life. So now I can say, I jumped out of a plane. I overcame that fear. I jumped out of the plane with my daughter.
Right.
It's even cooler, right? My daughter.
Even better.
And just flew in.
So much fun.
Just flew in. And you were there to witness it. So I really feel like I took that leap of faith. And here we are a year later, building something absolutely amazing.
Yes, we are. Every single day. And all of you that are joining us every single morning, you're building this amazing journey too. You're all part of it. Absolutely part of it. So here we are, Sherry. July 20th, 2020.
July 20th. Yeah. Oh, so Nurse Mark, we always start off with the daily love. And I'm
You want to do your poem first? Do you want to do the daily love?
I want to do the daily love.
Okay. All right.
Because my poem's really a one-liner.
Well, good. We'll wrap that back in a second. So you talked about healing. So today's daily love is all about healing. And here we go. Let me just read it to you. Let this sink in. I accept the fullness of my healing. With every breath, I send life-sustaining oxygen to my body. Even without my conscious direction, each cell functions according to its purpose. Some cells work to keep my heart beating, while others help me breathe or feel sensations through my skin. No matter their purpose, all are aspects of the pattern that aids my body's healing and its return to wholeness. I yield to the natural process of my healing with deep faith and perfect trust. I feel the love of God blessing my body and mind. As I breathe softly and slowly, my awareness of the calming assurance of spirit fills my mind and heart. With gratitude, I accept the fullness of my healing at all levels of my being, physical, emotional, and spiritual.
Everyone, let that sink in. right? I accept the fullness of my healing. And here's the thing. Essentially, we're all responsible for our own healing.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
There's no one more important than you out there.
Right.
Right.
And
so sometimes
your own body
your
better
own
than
body.
any other person is going to.
Yeah. So I did this really cool. This ties into it too, is like, I accept the fullness of my own healing. And like we said, healing is mind, body, and spirit, bio, psychosocial, spiritual.
Absolutely.
So whatever you do, you got to remember there's so many different components to who we are. We have universes inside of us, our mental universe, our physical universe, our spiritual universe, each of our individual cells. Right. And so I'm going to tie cannabis into this. I accept the fullness of my healing. Thank you, cannabis, for allowing me to breathe in not only oxygen, but the cannabinoids that work to help heal my mind, body, and spirit. Yeah. So my cells have been nourished by plant medicine. My cells are nourished by all of the different things that we talk about here every day about the endocannabinoid system. All right. So this is a really, really good, you know me, I get deep a little bit, sort of.
You're not swimming in the shallow end of the pool, babe.
I can't, here it is. It's like, go deep or go home.
Go,
you know what I mean? Like,
go home. That's it. Right. Because this is not your dress rehearsal. You're absolutely living it as full as you can. And you're right. Cannabis allowed your body to heal itself. You brought those cannabinoids in. They helped your body to actually heal itself.
And then the next piece of it too is healing is ongoing, right? So we talk about this, right? So oftentimes, with chronic illness, you kind of slip back into, you might get a flare, this might happen, that might happen. But the evolutionary process of healing is really, we talk about mental, emotional, spiritual, all that filters into our body.
Yeah.
That's why we're showing up every day to bring you AFA good news.
Yeah. Now, in the Western medical tradition, we primarily focus on the physicality of the disease, right? And we don't pay as much attention to the mental, and certainly not much at all with the spiritual. But that's the beauty of cannabinoid medicine. If cannabis is a medicine, it's bringing in that spiritual aspect in tying in the mental. So it all comes full circle, and healing becomes this holistic modality, the holistic caring, right? So, Sherry, it's amazing.
It is amazing.
What you
got I get it. Wait. I got it. You guys, we got.
Oh, well, hey.
Happy birthday.
Who's the other birthday girl?
This is freaking hilarious. Look at this.
Your green one. All right. That is a powerful triad right there. Oh my gosh.
Really quickly. Sorry to interrupt. You guys can't even hear them because I got the buds in. But you know what? We're all going to sing because I want to sing. Jesus.
Oh my God.
We're all going to sing later. Happy birthday. Okay. I had a green beret on, but you know what? Is this a pink one?
It's just red.
It's raspberry beret.
Yeah.
Here we go. So here it is. Sorry, Nurse Mark, we get off topic, but here it is.
Listen,
we're living our best life.
There you go. This is life, baby. This is the only day we get. So hell, we can do anything we want, and that goes for you too out there. You can do any damn thing you want today.
So we got Green Nurse Carrie Lee from Iowa flew in to celebrate. Green Nurse Jamie, ketamine nurse, married to Nurse Mark, my other wife,
flew in.
Really so great.
France.
You guys flew in from France, and this is really kind of fun. I'm like kind of excited about this.
My wife really does love me because on the return trip, Sherry, I kind of didn't really pay attention to what I was booking, and I booked a 9-hour layover at the airport in Reykjavik, Iceland. From 11 p.m. their time till 9 a.m. the next morning. So, oh my God, we slept on the benches in the airport, and she really does love me. Yeah.
She does love you. Exactly. Did you guys sleep on these little?
Yes, that would not have gone that well, let me tell you right now.
Well, here's the thing. Did you guys sleep on your little berets as pillows?
No, we had those safely tucked away in our baggage. It was stored. No, we had actually, it worked out very well. We slept very soundly on the like park benches. It was good, you know. But so here we are.
Here we are. So
Yeah.
celebrating. Now, I want to get into, because we were going to talk about terpenes today. We're going to skip that for next week. So today, if you think about it, we got Throwback Thursday. Well, what about Throwback Tuesday?
Right.
Throwback Tuesday. So what I want to do with you, Mark, is you spent the past 10 days in France.
Yep. First
Your
time
wife just came over.
I've been to Italy. I've been to a lot of other countries. France, I have never been to.
Yeah. So let's talk about what was your experience like? So there's a lot of questions I have. And now I know I'm going into interview mode, but it's kind of fun.
Listen, you're one of the best. Why wouldn't you want to? It's great. And I'm a hell of a guest. I'm absolutely fucking amazing. If you haven't heard, Sherry, I'm absolutely fucking amazing. So why wouldn't you want to interview me?
I know you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So what's like, so here it is.
Yeah.
Cannabis in Europe.
Yeah.
What's going on in France with cannabis?
Okay.
How did you take care of your endocannabinoid system while traveling? That's a big one.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, you know what I mean? I need my cannabinoids, and I know I'm going to be embarking upon some traveling. So it's really good tips and tricks for people. So let's get into that. What happened in France?
Well, listen, Sherry, it's really interesting. You know, our experience of France is that, you know, they really do have that joie de vivre, like that love of life. And it's sort of laissez-faire. Everything's easy going. And it started off with our experience at the airport coming in through customs, which there was no customs. And so we just walked in, grabbed our bags, and walked out of the airport. Now I got nervous. I'm like, Jamie, I don't think we haven't, nothing stamped on our passport. I'm nervous. What should we do? So we asked 4 or 5 different security people. And the last one said, looked at the paperwork, said, formality, you're free. You can go. We did not pass through customs in France. We just entered the country, and, you know, so there we were.
They welcomed you with open arms.
Totally. Now, Sherry, I'll say, you know, for the record, there's been a recurring story for a very long time about the French people and about in general, about, you know, that they're rude and they're obnoxious and they're just they don't like Americans. I would like to personally go on record and say that that's all completely made up bullshit. Not true in any way at all. It was one of the most, probably the most amazing trip that I've had, because of course it was my honeymoon and celebrating my wife's birthday. That the French people were absolutely phenomenally gracious and welcoming. And we had just a spectacular experience in a very, very beautiful country. Now, cannabis. Occasionally we would get a whiff of cannabis. We never saw anybody openly smoking because it is illegal in France. But we were walking down the street headed to Montmartre. Montmartre is up on top of a hill. It's the highest point in Paris, and you have a very good view, and there's a cathedral at the top. And it was a beautiful sunny day, and we were walking through this side street. And randomly, walking through a side street, we encountered the first CBD store in France.
Wow.
Like, boom, there it was, right in front of us. We saw the CBD sign, and we walked in. And 3 weeks earlier, France had legalized hemp and CBD products. Only been available for 3 weeks, and there we were in the first store with a lovely person who was very kind, and so we got to look at the products. We purchased some of the products.
I have one here.
It really was. It was so nice to see that cannabis is making its way into all of the world. So it was delightful. It was delightful.
It was really cool. So your wife just handed me.
Yep.
It's called Nature CBD, Huile de Massage au CBD.
Yep.
And it's basically, it says made in France, and it's an oil.
Yeah.
Really, really, really. And here it is. I cannot believe I have one of the first French CBD bottles.
You do. Absolutely. So and it's cool. Delightful. So you asked about, what did I do specifically to, enhance my endocannabinoid system? Now, I don't utilize as my
Often as me.
use of cannabis as a medicine is different than my wife, and she certainly had some a little bit of anxiety traveling to a country where it's not legal, and so we can ask her a few questions. I know what I did specifically for me was, damn, we got a lot of exercise because we were moving nonstop all day long. We were all over the place, right? So exercise was a part of the component. The second part, Sherry, is the food was just spectacular. And so they utilize a lot of herbs and a lot of different spices that are adaptogens.
Terpenes.
Right? Terpenes and adaptogens. So the food that we were consuming certainly contained a lot of terpenes and adaptogens and things that help to stimulate our endocannabinoid system.
Right. There you go.
And
That's really cool.
I went swimming in an ice cold, beautiful mountain lake at about 55 degrees. And so that stimulates your endocannabinoid system, by the way, folks. There's this, this hot and cold sort of therapeutic thing that's going around, right? So the Wim Hof breathing methods with the very cold temperatures and then the warm, it's a thing that stimulates your endocannabinoid system for sure. So if you can adopt taking a portion of your shower and making it cold for a while and then heating it up, you'll definitely be doing your body a favor. You absolutely will. Yes, we got Ireland listening again. Hey,
hello, Ireland. Jamie.
Oh, yeah.
Do you mind if I have your wife come on for a sec?
No, of course not.
All right, I'm going to bring her over. Hold on. Let me turn my earpods off. Yeah, come in here, girl. All right, so we need to chat about.
Not yet. Nothing yet. No. Testing. Nothing. Love technology. Yes.
Here we are.
Oh my gosh, they're live. The birthday girl.
Your two wives.
My two
crazy
wives.
bastard.
Yeah. Perfect.
Can we hear you?
I can't hear him.
You can't hear me?
What happened?
Can't hear me?
I can hear you now.
Again.
There you are.
Is he going to sing to us?
Hi.
Hi,
husband.
What's up? Okay, so girls. So Jamie, what did you do while you were in France to really maintain your endocannabinoid system?
Well, I use that massage oil quite a bit. Every time I got out of the shower, I was putting that on my body because we were sore because we walked our buns off.
Yeah.
So that was helpful. And getting quiet. I mean, we had a lot of quiet and disconnecting from technology, actually. I think that really helped to lift our endocannabinoid system. And I know you jumped in a freezing cold lake. That boosted yours. I refused to do that. But those were exercise, a lot of walking, movement, quiet. I don't know if cheese counts, but we had a lot of cheese and drank a lot of wine. But we did. We had I think that relaxation piece, the disconnecting and connecting more with nature and each other boosted the endocannabinoid system. Yeah.
Here we go.
We did a lot of nature time, right?
We did a lot of time in nature. Yeah, that was really it. Sitting in gardens, walking really historic land. I mean, you're talking about it was really amazing to be in Europe and walking all through, the mountains, if you saw some of our Facebook posts, the landscape was just gorgeous. So, and it was cold actually. So it was, we were stimulated. I wore my warm hat, but actually a Green Nurse Heather Shelton hat that she made went to France with us.
Awesome.
Yeah. And we did bring some CBD.
We did. I brought capsules. Yeah. Mark's capsules. I was a little nervous to travel. So that was our hesitation. I didn't want to end up in some French prison with my history in cannabis and being arrested. I just,
I get it.
Didn't want to do it in Europe.
You don't want to create any, right? I know you see those movies about those European prisons. It's enough to,
But it was really cool to come across like the only CBD store in Paris, like literally 3 weeks new. That was pretty amazing. I found that to be one of those cool little idiosyncrasies that, you know, 2 cannabis nurses happen to be in Paris in 3 weeks. It's, you know, so we went and interviewed her and chatted with her, and
good stuff.
It was fun.
So here's the bottom line I want you to get from this message. Okay. So, you know, Jamie's a medical patient, Mark's a medical patient, and they were able to adapt, right? So here's the fear for me. Okay. No way am I going to France. There's no cannabis there. I need cannabis every day. But here's the thing is you can adapt. The plant allows you to adapt so you can live your best life, right? And that's exactly what you did.
I did. Yeah. I survived 10 days without cannabis in France, and I was a little nervous about that. But, you know, that's the CBD was really all I needed, and being out in nature and lifting my endocannabinoid system. I did good. I think I did really good.
And I'm going to get a little nerdy because this is what I like to do. Mm-hmm. So when you think about CBD, and this is going to be the cannabis message of the day, CBD is the most amazing cannabinoid because not only does it work indirectly with our CB1 and CB2 receptors, but it works directly with the majority of all of our other neurotransmitter signaling systems. So in other words, right? Yeah. So that's thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Wife.
Thanks for having me on. I'm going to go take a shower now so we can be ready to leave.
All right. Boom. Right.
Celebration.
Celebration. So that's
baby.
I really like to share that message because I know I'm going to be doing some traveling and it's important.
Yeah, it is important. Now, we heard it. We stayed with my aunt and uncle, which was just fantastic. They were amazing. It was so gracious. They hosted us for 5 days in the south of France, in a beautiful little town that my aunt spent her summers as a child. And she was just the greatest tour guide. And my uncle was as hilarious and fun to be around as could be. And he told me a statistic that kind of made me a little sad. He said less than 25% of the United States citizens have a passport. And that made me very sad because there's a whole other world out there, folks. There's a whole other world that you can experience. And until I started to travel around the rest of the world, I lived a very diminished life, thinking that this is all we got. And it's not.
It is so not. It is not.
Yeah,
can you hear me?
There are transdermal CBD patches. Yeah, most definitely there are transdermal patches out there. Yep. You can find them.
Really good. Yep.
Yeah.
You can certainly.
You don't have a passport.
I'm a big.
You've never been out of the country. I encourage you to get that passport and pick a country and go there. It's amazing. Don't be scared. I don't speak that much French, just a tiny little bit. It was fine and dandy.
Yes. Je m'appelle chérie. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter the language you speak. We're all human beings and we're all happy to help each other out. It really is that way. No matter where we went, we found people that absolutely wanted us to have a fantastic time.
That's so awesome. So just tell me if I'm wrong, but what was the most important thing you learned while traveling in Europe? And I'm guessing it's that people really welcomed you. Really. So in other words, the stigma,
perception of my story being part of Entrepreneurs Organization, which is the largest global peer network of entrepreneurs in the world. We all pay to be a part of it. It's all member led. And I joined that in 2012. Before that, I was just a business owner south of Boston. I did some business in the United States, but that was it. When I became a part of that global organization, I was able to travel the world to global leadership conferences and be with people from every different country, every different religion, every different background. And what I realized at the end of the day, Sherry, it doesn't matter what language you speak, what religion you practice, what country you live in. At the end of the day, we deal with the same human issues.
Yeah.
And we all want the same thing, and that is to be happy and to be loved.
Yes.
So you'll always find that. You'll always find that. And what Jamie and I realized was, we had some people say, oh yeah, I've been to France, and the people were rude. And what we realized was what you bring with you is what you're going to get back at you, right? It's going to be one big mirror. And we traveled with a smile on our faces, and that's what we got.
That's it. There you.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yep.
So here's the meta for that. May I celebrate life to the fullest. May you celebrate life to the fullest. May we celebrate life to the fullest.
Yes.
Right? That's
yes.
it.
Yes.
So speaking of celebrations.
Oh.
Boom, 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 boom. What do we got here? We got a community.
Hold on.
We got people?
I'm gonna go with this one. Yeah.
Oh, that's the right one. Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
cool.
Community.
So oh yeah, I had the wrong. Which one did I have up?
You had affiliates, which they're community too, but totally. Listen, folks, in order to have a conversation that's open and honest on social media, you need to be on a platform that allows you to have unbridled conversation, not restricted, not filtered in any way, because that's what happens on the traditional social media channels of Facebook and YouTube. You are not allowed to say what we should be talking about.
Yeah,
so we have a whole community that we'd love you to be a part of, so that we can have those open conversations about the truth of the matter.
That's it. Absolutely. So the community is an off social media private community for patients, providers, and all people that want to come together and connect about cannabinoid therapeutics, which, like we've said before, is much more than just cannabis. It's about everything that supports that system. It is about everything that makes cannabis work better.
Right.
And so we have this community where there's a free course that's listed right down below. The community, all of our shows are going to be up there. We have a book club. There's monthly free webinars. And then, of course, there are the paid self-paced programs. But the bottom line about this is a great place to come to be in private, to connect with nurses, to connect with providers all over the globe, and to learn, in a safe space. So we really encourage you to join. We're there. When you sign up, it's free. It's free to join. Make sure you say hello to us and let us know how you're living your best life, right?
Yeah. Now share. It's time for the poem.
It's time for the poem. Okay, here we go. It is, and I wrote it. It was pretty much I wrote it on my Facebook page. So I'll share it to the group, later. But the bottom line, the end of it, and this was what came to me so strongly over this weekend, and as I continue to really meditate deep within about what is going on inside of me right now. So that whole self-love. I love myself enough to be open and vulnerable with you, so you can be open and vulnerable with yourself to heal, right? So healing really requires us to be open and vulnerable, to look at things from a different perspective, and to step into a different paradigm for how we can manifest mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. So my gift to you all is my vulnerability. Right here it is. And I'm open and willing to share how I healed, my trials, my tribulations, the journey, the fear, all of it, and how I got through it. And it's about plant medicines. It's about other multiple different plants that exist, and coming to a place of peace. So I hope, this is my hope, my mission, my vision is to show up in the world as the face of peace. Right? I love myself enough to be open and vulnerable with you, and I will remain in a state of peace. Really grateful for another day. Really grateful that you've all shown up. And here's a real fun thing. What I would love for you to do is I drink in my joy today. I'm drinking in some joy. Share with me how you are finding joy in your day. Share with me how you're living your life today to the fullest. And if you're so compelled, sing me a song. Seriously, that would be a gift. I want to hear you all sing. Put it in the comments. Send me a private video. And really, really, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. I never thought I'd be sitting here another year, like literally. And Mark, here we are. What are we doing?
Hey, Sherry, we might not be here next year. We might not be here tomorrow.
Right.
So today is the only day we have. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with it? This is
That's it. So today I live my best life. I help others do the same, and I'm going to show you all what it means to feel good and change this dialogue and stigma around that whole word high. Because guess what? I have hope. I have inspiration. I've been growing and I'm healing, and healing's ongoing. And we want you all to reach those new levels of wellness as well. That's why we're here every day.
We do. Yes, we do. All right, guys. Happy birthday, Sherry. Happy birthday, Jamie. Carrie Lee. Good gosh. Good luck.
Good gosh.
This is going to be a wild day for all of you. I hope you celebrate crazily. I'm going to be here. And you know what? Thanks to all of you who stopped by, who are here with us today, chatting back and forth. We love you all.
You do.
We will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early. Okay. Bye, guys.